You are watching the adventures of Lumi the Fox by Innocent Tales. In the heart of a quiet forest at sunrise, a playful young fox named Lumi stumbled upon a strange golden glow beneath the roots of an old tree, and with curious paws he dug until a mysterious key emerged, pulsing with light. As it floated above his paw, the forest itself seemed to breathe, with magic leaves shimmering and air humming with power, and just as Lumi whispered in awe, "It's alive," a massive glowing door suddenly appeared between the trees, towering and radiant, as if waiting only for him. His eyes widened. With wonder, the key pulled him forward, and as the ancient door creaked open, spilling golden light across the forest, Lumi whispered with excitement, "Where will this take me?" Unaware that this was only the beginning of his greatest adventure. Guided by the glowing key, Lemmy stepped through the mysterious forest door and found himself before a shimmering river that sparkled like liquid glass under the moonlight, its waters alive with whispers. As he leaned closer, the river spoke in a gentle, echoing voice. "Little traveler, if you wish to cross, you must trust the light within you." And suddenly the current rose, twisting into waves that blocked his path. Yet with courage in his heart, Lumi leaped from stone to stone, clutching the glowing key as the waters roared around him, each step brighter than the last, until he reached the far bank safely. As the river calmed and its voice softened, it murmured, "Well done, brave fox." For courage is not the absence of fear, but the strength to move forward, and Lumi, eyes shining with determination, pressed on the key, glowing stronger than ever as his adventure deepened. A mischievous storm cloud loomed overhead, tossing playful gusts and silver sparks as it darted between trees like a teasing friend, and when it boomed, "Catch me if you can," Lumi bolted forward, clutching the glowing key, leaping over root and rock as wind and little lightning ribbons swirled around him. The chase became a test of grit. Each tumble taught Lumi to rise again. Each narrow escape made the key burn warmer. And when the storm finally dwindled into soft rain, Lumi stood breathless but unbroken, smiling with mud on his paws and a new, stubborn courage glowing in his heart. The key opened a doorway into a silent vale of mirrors, and Lumi, the little boy who had lost his way, saw reflected versions of himself, timid and bold, frightened and brave. One dark mirror, Lumi stepped forward to whisper doubts and fears. "You're not ready," it hissed. But as Lumi met his reflection's eyes, he answered with kindness instead of anger. "I am learning," he said, and the mirrors, as if surprised by his courage, began to sing. They melted into paths of glass that led onward, shimmering and bright. The key, now shining in perfect balance, revealed that bravery isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite it. For Lumi had learned to listen to his heart, his own inner compass, and he knew that he was ready to face whatever lay ahead. The key opened a doorway into a silent vale of mirrors where Lumi saw reflected versions of himself, timid, bold, frightened, brave, and one dark mirror Lumi stepped forward to whisper doubts and fears. "You're not ready," but as Lumi met his reflection's eyes, he answered with kindness instead of anger. "I am learning." And by accepting both shadow and light, the mirrors sang and melted into paths of glass that led onward, the key shining in perfect balance as Lumi learned that bravery includes knowing your own heart. Beyond a silver gate lay the garden of time where flowers unfurled forward and backward in a slow, shimmering clockwork dance, and a hush of ancient wind taught patience. Lumi wandered among blossoms that bloomed into memories and seeds that unfurled future leaves, and when a tiny sapling faltered, Lumi paused, tended it gently, and waited, watching a single sunbeam coax a bud open, realizing that some doors only open with careful time, and as the garden rewarded his patience, the glowing key pulsed steady and strong, signaling the final threshold was near. At the edge of the world, on cliffs that side to the sea, Lumi finally found the great ancient door carved with stories of every realm he'd visited. Hands trembling, he set the key into the lock and felt every sand carriage, wisdom, patience, compassion click into place as the door swung wide to reveal a radiant horizon of new worlds and possibilities. Golden light spilling like a promise, and with a hopeful breath, Lumi stepped forward into a larger adventure. The screen bathing in warm light as the music swelled, and the series left viewers eager for what comes next.